Subscribe just in case my channel blows up so you can brag about being an OG. We already have 467 people, so hurry. Okay, certain channels keep stretching out little details about this Shane Dawson Trisha Paytas drama, so I'll condense it all for you in this video, as well as add my opinion here and there. That's the intro, baby. Let's dig in. Our story begins in 2019 Las Vegas. Trisha traveled there with Jeffree Star and his friends/minions to watch a Mariah Carey concert. Trisha left the trip early because Jeffree and his minions were talking smack about her. Among other insults, Jeffree called Trisha poor for renting a house, and I'll talk more about why he sounds stupid later. Back to Vegas, there is a very special minion on this trip named Hair by Jay. He doubled as Jeffree Star's minion and wig guy. Jeffree was supposed to pay for the wigs and hair that were going to be done on this trip, but for some reason, Hair by Jay still billed Trisha Paytas. Fast forward to a year later, Trisha calls out Hair by Jay for allegedly overcharging her for her hair on the Vegas trip just because she left early and didn't like the way he did her hair. As a response, Hair by Jay got on Instagram, claimed that Jeffree Star is a nice person, and said that Trisha's skin still looks like crap, that she's fat and stupid, and that she's a walrus. I mean, this guy was just spitting venom, and his little braids were spitting venom too. Trisha was sobbing while responding to Hair by Jay's Instagram live because he confirmed that her so-called friends at the time talked nasty smack about her on the Vegas trip while spitting the nastiest vile stuff. Where does Shane Dawson come in? Trisha told Shane about what Jeffree and his minions did to her and said about her, yet he continued to support Jeffree. He sided with Jeffree over his friend of over 12 years. After this debacle, people began noticing that Trisha wasn't on Shane Dawson's following list anymore. People speculated that Shane unfollowed her, but what actually happened was that Trisha blocked Shane and by extension Ryland because they keep promoting and associating themselves with Jeffree Star, i.e. Jeffree coming on Ryland's podcast and getting nothing but praise. After that, Trisha posted this video in which she officially cuts ties with Shane because he remained friends with Jeffree even after Shane knew that Jeffree was talking mess about her and treating her poorly. This was a huge deal because Trisha remained very supportive of Shane Dawson while he was getting cancelled, even though she got a lot of flack for it. All Shane had was Trisha, and now he has nothing because we all know darn well Jeffree won't publicly endorse Shane that vigorously. I talked about this in my other video. Then one of many of Jeffree's ex-friends, Oscar Wilde, tweets that he's been asked by Jeffree, "At what point do I cut ties with Shane? This is more than 3 strikes." I wonder what the first 2 strikes were and why Jeffree has a strike system on his friend. Shane, this is the person you chose over Trisha. Jeffree asked Oscar this after Tati dropped her video titled "Breaking My Silence," which has a lot of silence in it despite being called "Breaking My Silence." When Tati's video came out, Shane had a meltdown which pit the public opinion more against him than it already was, surprisingly. The odds were way too stacked against Shane already, so Jeffree wanted to get out of that sinking ship as soon as possible. Oscar also recorded a video talking more about the situation, but it's basically the same as his tweet. Then Mr. Ryland Adams comes on his podcast and disavows Hair by Jay, of course. I mean, Hair by Jay isn't a huge influencer and Jeffree fired him, so it's safe to disavow his actions now. However, if this is how Hair by Jay talked about Trisha in front of her face, imagine how he talked about Trisha behind her back. Actually, imagine what Jeffree said about her, because if a person shows you their friends, they show you who they are too. Ryland, Hair by Jay is a minion. If he talks about Trisha like that, imagine how the final boss talks about her. If you disavow Hair by Jay, then you have to disavow Jeffree Star too, and you have to disavow Shane's actions of ignoring the fact that Trisha told him Jeffree talked smack about her and treated her very poorly. Ryland also said that he wished that Trisha would have came to him if she was hurting like this, which, what? He was out here working for the final boss and kissing his feet, yet he still wonders why Trisha didn't confide in him. He said that he'd never talked badly about Trisha on the internet, but he still supports someone who talked very badly about her in real life. He also had the audacity to say that he wished Trisha would have told him in private, but she told Shane in private, and Shane and Ryland are engaged, and both are friends with Trisha, so you could have handled this in private, you just chose not to. Think that fiancés telling stuff to each other is outlandish? Then don't worry, because Trisha responded to Ryland's podcast by saying that she vented to Jeffree, to Ryland, and Shane on her couch. Yikes. Someone also messaged Trisha with this personal story of Jeffree Star. Basically, Shane's documentary got a strike for music copyright and Shane went crazy. Shane kept messaging Jeffree from how frantic he was, and every time Shane messaged him, Jeffree rolled his eyes and said, "It's Shane again." Jeffree, this is a normal thing. Friends seek friends when they're stressed and need comfort. And mind you that Jeffree was playing pinball. He wasn't even busy and he actively ignored Shane. Everyone hated Ryland's podcast response. It was so full of lies that even Trisha Paytas' sister called him out on his BS, saying that Trisha did tell Ryland what was going on with Jeffree. All the backlash prompted Ryland to turn off the comments and disable the like to dislike ratio. Trisha made another video in which she confirmed that Andrew and Garrett weren't friends with Shane anymore. She also said that Peter Mons said that Shane called her a pathological liar. Shane apparently told this to multiple people and Trisha knew about it, but she ignored it. She was so loyal to Shane and he just throws her away. It's like he's a villain, but the kind of villain that's more stupid than evil. A smart villain would have kept Trisha on their side as some kind of mystery musket tool, but Shane miscalculated completely and lost her loyalty. Yesterday or some other day, I don't know when I'm uploading this video, Jeffree uploaded this video. Jeffree now has to clickbait drama to get views, so you already know this video has nothing to do with the drama. The drama is only mentioned in the description and title for the algorithm and for people who think that the video is juicy. The description says something very interesting. It says that contrary to popular belief and slander, Jeffree Star does not poor shame people. If he didn't call Trisha poor, why did he declare that he apologized to Trisha? And if this is slander like he says, then why isn't he bringing up his lawyer like he always does? Why does anyone apologize to someone who lied about them? Why didn't he tweet out that what Trisha was saying wasn't fully true? I'm not gonna let go of the fact that Jeffree Star poor shamed someone for renting a house. Not even an apartment, which there's nothing necessarily poor about that either, but renting a house is typically more expensive than renting an apartment. There are some really expensive apartments out there. Paying rent doesn't say anything about anyone's economic status. Jeffree, you sound so stupid because you love Taco Bell. Taco Bell is affordable for most people. Are you poor, Jeffree? Can you afford a more expensive and sophisticated cuisine? Taco Bell is for peasants, and here you are eating amongst the peasants. Shut the frick up, Taco Bell hot sauce swallower. I bet you ordered from the dollar menu despite you having your saggy, raggedy Louis Vuitton clothes on. I don't want to hear that renting is for the poor, because by that logic, Taco Bell is for the poor too, and that's where your scrawny butt is always parked. Moving on, as a response to the criticism for turning off the comments in this podcast episode where he quote-unquote apologizes to Trisha, Ryland said that he turned off the comments because he didn't want any negativity on his podcast. Sweetie, you were the negativity. The last time I checked, lying wasn't very positive. Note that he didn't even deny that he lied about Trisha not telling him about Jeffree. Anyway, that's all, I think, for now. People have been milking this situation and reporting on the smallest things, but I wanted to wait and compile everything because I know that Jeffree Star drama is a topic my audience likes to hear about, and Trisha was done dirty. People may be like, Trisha is awful too, why is everyone on her side? I think that it's because if you see two bad people who are friends and one does something so horrible to the other that they have a fallout, you still feel bad for the person who got hurt because even they couldn't stick around for that level of evil. Plus, the bad person is still a human being, so you feel bad. I also think that it's easier to feel for someone you don't like or who you know is bad when they're suffering rather when they're succeeding. It's like you feel their pain but not their joy. It's interesting to see the public opinion of Trisha flip-flop like this. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.